This is a look at sustainability inside Hitachi Digital Services. My name is Daoud. I'm from Compliance Standards, and here is my assessment. So I spent some time researching how Hitachi Digital Services runs its business, specifically through the lens of sustainability. And I have to say, I came away rather impressed with what the company does and how it does it. Now, sustainability shows up essentially in the work itself, in the way they approach energy systems, how they rethink manufacturing and build digital infrastructure that helps their clients operate more efficiently and responsibly. So, what stood out to me the most is how deeply embedded sustainability principles are in HDS's operations in an era where so many companies, as you know, still treat sustainability as a separate initiative. You see HDS designing solutions that take into account the metrics that we have been using to assess and measure sustainability metrics such as reducing emissions, improving energy efficiency, and of course, build a more resilient infrastructure. And there are plenty of cases to showcase what's that, whether it's optimizing electrical vehicle energy usage or such things as helping utilities shift to distributed energy systems. For the average consumer, HDS is not a well-known or visible entity. Instead, its parent company is. It's a wholly owned subsidiary or a unit of Hitachi Limited, one of Japan's largest and most diversified industrial conglomerates. Now, HDS is part of the Hitachi Digital Systems and Services, that's DSS segment, which is essentially responsible for delivering the digital transformation piece of Hitachi's global strategy. That means cloud services, means data analytics, such things as enterprise applications, OT, IT integration, and of course, AI. For those in need of a reminder of what digital transformation means, think of it as a process of using digital technology to essentially change how business operates, often in fundamental ways. It's not just about adopting new tools. Instead, it's about rethinking entire workflows. It's about rethinking services and even business models. Now, for example, instead of just digitizing paper records, a hospital might use AI to predict patients' risks. A utility company might move from scheduled maintenance to real-time monitoring using sensors and cloud data. Think of a manufacturer that might integrate robotics and predictive analytics to reduce waste and downtime. Think of an ITAD company that can do predictability or predictive pricing. It can assess, the products that is coming into its facilities. So this is arguably a very complex business that requires a lot of skills and a lot of skilled experts to manage. Now, because the work they do, digital transformation is about shifting from old, manual, or siloed ways of working to more connected, intelligent, and adaptive systems, all of that being driven by data, cloud computing, automation, and of course, customer insight. Now, as a result, HDS has the opportunity to embed sustainability in the work they do because they do it from the ground up. Reinventing processes and outcomes provide actually an opportunity to inject a new principle of sustainability, and HDS is doing that. As I worked through Hitachi Digital Services 2025 strategy decks, covering several key verticals like energy, manufacturing, healthcare, mobility, cybersecurity, one pattern stood out, and that is sustainability is embedded in how the company approaches core operational systems, energy distribution, for instance, industrial optimization, emissions tracking, and even IT security are part of that approach. And ESG is there, and it shows up in the structure of HDS solutions. Let's take the energy and the utilities strategy, for example. Rather than framing it around climate commitments like everybody else is doing, the company's messaging is about doubling energy efficiency across client operations, and of course, scaling out distribution energy resources, or DER. Now, these ideas are tied to actual initiatives using data platforms to manage real-time grid performance and resource balancing. There's also an emphasis on predictive systems that monitor energy use, monitor such things as emissions, water, and waste, essentially highlighting how sustainability is part of system design. In their automotive strategy, while less comprehensive, it includes work on EV energy data analytics, showing how sustainability touches the mobility sector, not just in vehicle production, but in vehicle usage and energy optimization after deployment. So what you see across HDS core strategy is infrastructure-focused thinking and on where it can have actual leverage in industrial processes, in energy flows, in large-scale system efficiencies. Well, that said, like any companies in the world, there are always areas of improvement. And in this case, in the case of HDS, I observed that in some units, like enterprise applications or cloud services, sustainability considerations barely surface. And across all strategy decks, there is somewhat of a noticeable absence of measurable goals. We don't see sufficient data on carbon targets, no formal alignments with frameworks like GRI or SDGs, and no mention of timelines for sustainability and ESG outcomes. But still, if you read between the lines and look at where the engineering focus is based, it's clear to me that HDS is designing with sustainability in mind. And so the next step for HDS is to fully articulate it as a company-wide ESG framework. That gap might limit external validation for now, but the underlying direction is unmistakable. Thank you for listening.